Let's discuss relief efforts in Jagersfontein. Now we are joined by Free State Cogta MEC Mxolisi Tukwana. A very good morning to you, MEC, and thank you so much for your time. So, of course, there is a lot of work now being done to pick up the pieces. The people of Jagersfontein, those in and around, of course, I would imagine trying to lend a hand in that. What is the government, the provincial government, doing? What's their part in this?
Good morning, and thanks for having me on your show. The provincial government has started looking at a number of things other than making sure that the affected families have accommodation, since many of them have had their houses washed away and others they are unable to go back to their homes. And we working with the owners of the mines. We have found them places to stay, and what we are doing now, we were waiting for the environmental guys to do their studies and to tell us exactly if it will be okay for us to go back and build houses in the same area or move, because we have found pieces of land, pockets of land around, which can actually build some of these families and start a new life. Yeah. But as we say, we know that it is not going to be easy to as we rebuild these people's lives and making sure that they feel comfortable. We intend making sure that it doesn't take long, because we do not want them staying in churches or in halls, because we found that this is inhuman, and it creates more problems for us and for them as affected people. And the other thing is also the Department of Education, because there are many children of school-going age, has actually found space in some hostels in making sure that they still continue with their schooling and their schooling is not affected. So these are some of the things that we are doing, and the Premier has been hard at work with the MEC Social Development in making sure that whatever help in coordinating all the help in making sure that the families at least do not feel the pain as it has happened.
Yeah. You know, MEC, as we're speaking about it, I am sure it's a very painful experience for the families who've had to go through this. And it's been quite disconcerting that actually certain mine workers have time and time again come out to say, we've been warning this mining company about this dam, that fix it. We've been warning it, and nobody was listening to us from a mining perspective. As provincial government, right, what is going to be done to actually hold these mining companies to account? Because if the people are saying, we've been warning about this dam, it means that it's a situation that could be avoided. We did not have to get here where we're in conversation with you this morning during stage 6 load shedding about the livelihoods of people. But even then, in being able to seek that greater accountability from the mines themselves, what have they said? Have they come back to account to government, to account to the province about this kind of situation and the mess that they've left?
I think we need also to remind ourselves that South Africa has some of the most dangerous tailing dams that are found, especially in the former mining areas. You will remember that in 1974, a mine owned by Baba Fukeng, the platinum mine, a tailings dam burst open and trapped more than 12 mine workers, and all of them were killed. And 20 years later, in 1994, here in the Free State, in Marysville, Virginia, almost about 17 lives were lost because of a tailings dam. And now, 28 years later, we find this. And, the Department of Minerals and Energy, Department of Water, and as well as the Department of Environmental Affairs, have put in place stringent guidelines to ensure that the tailings are properly maintained, and making sure that these kinds of disasters are avoided. But I think sometimes people get comfortable when things do not happen, and they end up not being careful. And this is an old mine, and the Department of Environmental Affairs could have, and that's something that we're also looking at, not have given them the EIA to continue, because they would have used this old dam when they could have built a new one. But in saving the cost, they decided to continue with the old ones. And this is what we find. And it's true that the communities have been raising these matters. You would have received, in fact, the SACP had a march with the community, and actually indicating that this is actually a disaster waiting to happen way back in 2021, February. And this is what we see happening now. The Department of Minerals and Energy, the minister went and met with these people. And I think the one on our side, we're looking at having a class act, and making sure that these companies do pay, and that they do not put profit over lives, and they make sure that they take care of the communities where they live. This happens at a time when we're trying to build relationships between the mining houses and the communities, and making sure that people do not take or consider mining, that is taking place in an area as just parasites that would only take money or resources and not do anything to the community. And this is what we're experiencing in this case, that whilst they're mining in the area, there is no water in the area. But these mining houses did not agree in making sure that they pump water to this community and treat the water that would have been used, and use grey water to do their mining. But they're using clean water when just next door you struggle to get water. This is the situation that is unacceptable. And for them to come in and put up 20 million to help ease the pain, etc., it's not enough. And we hope that as we engage further, especially the Department of Minerals and Energy, they would actually push them to really compensate these families accordingly. There are many things that are priceless. No money can actually replace some of the things that they've lost.
Yeah, most definitely. We do hope that that accountability is, of course, taken, especially by the mining houses that were involved in what took place in Jagersfontein. But MEC, we do thank you very much for joining us here on the South African Morning. That is the Free State Cogta MEC, Mxolisi Dukwana.